Choo choo! Yo, the train has finally arrived and we're gonna check out the amazing rewards for the Danger Room. I can't believe it's already been a week. I'm so excited. The Danger Room is over. We get to collect our season rewards. There we go. We got the top 3. I made it to Platinum. I played so many games. I didn't play that many games, but I got like 28 wins. I played with my Alliance members. Oh man. Danger Room, really fun game mode. Hopefully the rewards were worth it. Because, man, that was a lot of coordination with my top 16 Alliance. I got 1 Platinum gift box, or Platinum box. Let's check out what my rewards are for my Platinum box. Here's my Danger Room Platinum chest. What? What do you mean? That's it? That's all I get? But I need Rachel Summers. What if I haven't purchased Rachel Summers yet? Where do I get her biometrics from, Netmarble? Okay, so obviously this is a problem. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. And today we're talking about the Danger Room rewards and how they are pretty shit. Yeah, and we're gonna get into a whole big discussion of it. So, first of all, let's talk about, before we get into the actual rewards and how bad they are, let's talk about what's good about the Danger Room. For 1, I think it's very fun. For 2, it's competitive. For 3, there's strategy involved, and it's not just a mindless DPS hunt. There is a lot of that, like there is in every Netmarble game mode ever created, but there is a level of strategy. Do you want the Ant-Man missiles? Are you going to go for the Namor team buffs and the heal the opponent HP boss, the heal the opponent's boss's HP? Do you want to go with Cyclops to set up those lasers against the enemy team? Or maybe Mr. Fantastic, he's got a good tier 3 skill, he's got the accumulation, and he's also got the time freeze on the enemy team, which actually has a pretty large radius. Or are you just going to go balls to the walls, Doctor Strange, Sharon Rogers, and just blast down your boss first? There is strategy to it. However, all of these things have to be built in harmony with the rewards. The reason why Shadowland is heralded as one of the greatest game modes that has ever been created in the history of game modes in any mobile game, and you can quote me on that one, Kotaku, is because it's challenging, it's fun, there's strategy, and the fourth little piggy goes to market. The rewards are proportional to the effort you put in. A very long string, I don't know how the hell to abbreviate that, but the rewards have to be proportionate. You don't want to be spending hours and hours slaving over a game mode to make a small, tiny, almost meaningless incremental upgrade. And now let me tell you, just for those of you that are wondering, you know, I played, my record last week playing the Danger Room was like 28-7, or let's say, so I played 35 times, so I spent 350 energy, because it's 10 energy every single time, so 350 energy. If I just go here, I got 100 Phantom X bios, guys, and I go here, I can get, forget the shield support, because it's giving me 20 tries, but I can spend right now, with boost points, I spend 20 energy. Without boost points, I spend 40 energy. So even at the maximum cost, I spend 40 energy to get 10 bios. That means if I spend 400 energy, well, do you know how many bios I get? That's right, I get 100 bios. What do you mean? Netmarble, what do you mean? You gave us the same rewards. It's worse, because I'm not getting the gold and I'm not getting the Emkron shards. What were you thinking? How is 100 bios of a random character that I can farm for actually going to be worthwhile? How are you going to get people to continue playing a game mode if the rewards are a pat on the back and you put your cigarette out on their arm? Okay, back it up, Cynicalex. Phantom X is not the only character that you can get as a rewards for the Danger Room. I know, you're right, Chuck. So let's go check out my cool little Danger Room reward spreadsheet that I made on the stream tonight. With the help of my beautiful viewers in the chat, and let's take a look at what the rewards are. Now, I have no information for Vibranium or Challenger, because I believe there's no one yet able to get to Vibranium or Challenger, and we'll talk about why that's a problem as well. But let's just start with the elephant in the room. This shit right here. What were you smoking? 5 biometrics. 5. And that's not even a guarantee, by the way. That's random. That is a random chance when you pull a Platinum box, you have a 1 in 17 chance to get Rachel Summers. I pulled the box. What did I get? I got Phantomax. Whoop-de-doo. If I had got Rachel, that would be the only reward that I would have gotten. Yes, that's right. You don't get multiple rewards. You don't get rewards from each category. No, 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 no. You only get one reward. So this is absolutely bonkers. And it just makes no sense. This is, I mean, 5 is not necessarily a problem per week if it's guaranteed. That's still going to take you a really long time. It takes you 2 weeks to unlock the character, and then even if you use Mega Rank Up tickets and Tier 2 tickets, you have to spend all those resources, just like Silver Surfer. But if you don't use them, you're going to take months or years to unlock the character, and that's getting to Platinum. That's spending 300 to 400 energy per week minimum. That's minimum if you can win the majority of your games and you can play with competent players constantly. So we're talking like the top 2% of players who can organize and play at a high level consistently without disconnects, without lag, without, you know, any sort of BS, okay? To get a 1 in 17 chance to get a character, 5 bios of that character, whereas you need close to 1,000 bios to get that character to Tier 2. You need more than 1,000 if you're not going to use a Tier 2 ticket. This is insanity, Netmarble. What were you guys thinking? This is really not well done. I gotta say, guys, Netmarble, you've earned your moniker as having absolutely no idea how to balance out rewards in this game. You want to do the random stuff, that's fine, but you have to do it correctly. So enough of my, you know, flavorful jabs. Let's take a look in the hard numbers now at what the hell is going on. So basically what this means is that if you just do nothing, if you just play one game and you're just trash at Danger Room and you end up in the bronze tier, you get 1 random biometric of a random character here. Well, you get 15 biometrics. You get 1 pull here. So you randomly get 15 biometrics. That's equal to the amount of biometrics you get for a single daily attempt. So if you just do your very bare minimum, you play 7 times in a week, once per day, you get your 15 random bios per day, and you get your bronze chest at the end. You're going to get 75 biometrics from your daily for 7 days, and then you're going to get 15 from your bronze to your chest. That means you get a total of 90 biometrics for the week. 90 random X-Men biometrics. I'm looking at this purely from the output, not the specific value of each individual biometric. Oh, well, Cynicalex X23 biometrics are way more rare, and Nightcrawler's biometrics are much rarer than Bishop's. Yeah, I know that, but it doesn't matter because it's random. So you just have to calculate the total. We're not going to sit here weighing, you know, your 5 nickels versus my 3 nickels. I really don't care. Okay, and then in silver, it gets a little bit better. You go up to 100 biometrics. Oh my goodness, that's so generous. No, it's not. And then for gold, if you grind all the way up to gold, which does take longer and more energy, you now get an average, ding, 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 ding. On average, you get 105 biometrics. That is because on top of your 75 over the week, you could only get 10 biometrics of one of these 4 characters. Now, that turns into a whole different conversation because these characters are much, much rarer than any of these characters. And that is something that you may want to weigh. And of course, that does entice people because if you have a Mega Rank Up ticket and you have a Mega Tier 2 ticket saved up and you're just hoping to land on one of these characters, again, it's a 1 in 16 chance that you don't get what you want. Or I guess it's a 15 out of 16 chance, however it works. It's a 1 in 15 chance that you do get what you want. But it's really amazing that they are giving away, in a way, giving away these character biometrics to some players, to a portion of the player base. However, this is where the logic starts to break down in a big way. The average number of bios that you're giving away at Platinum is 85, which is technically the lowest amount of biometrics out of all of the ranks. Now, compound that with the fact that the majority of players that are going to get to Platinum are players who can play well. Generally, if you're playing well, you've been playing for a while, you can't just pick up this game and be good at it. It's a pretty difficult game, steep learning curve. So they're generally not going to need necessarily a specific character's bios. They're more likely to need a majority of bios. So if you look at it from that perspective, if you look at it from the perspective of just trying to get as many bios as possible, not only is the Danger Room not very good, it's best to just play and quit. Just play and lose. Because you're going to get 90 bios, which technically could be more than you get from a Platinum player's perspective, you know, if you get lucky or if they get unlucky. Now, in my case, I got 175. I high rolled because I got my 15 each day and I got my 100 here. That's good for me if I need to use those bios to get another character to tier 2. So you can see the platinum rank as a way to farm extra biometrics per week to use as fodder. So that is where I think a lot of high-level players are going to end up trying to get, and they're going to end up trying to high roll down here. But even 100 is not really that great for the amount of time you're putting in. You put in 15 stages of Shadowland, which you can get done in one sitting on the toilet, by yourself with a really awful internet connection, and you're going to get more than double this. Now, yes, they're X-Gene versus regular biometric selectors, but on top of that, these are random bios for a single character. You don't get to choose. Whereas with the biometric selectors, you do get to choose from a list of like whatever 80 characters. So you've got to really wonder what they were thinking here. I don't know how much this ramps up. I don't imagine it's going to go 200, 400. But I really do think they need to reconsider this. Now, the biggest reason why they need to reconsider the rewards here, not only because it's just not that, there's not really much of a difference here, is because of the fact that the higher you go, the harder it is to find matches. Because they're not going to pair you. When you're in Platinum, you're at a certain point score. Let's say you're at 1950. They're looking for players within a certain range of your score in order to give it a fair fight. And that's a really good thing. That's MMR. That's very, very good that they built that into the game code and to the net code for the Danger Room. I applaud them. But knowing that it's harder to get there, knowing that you're going to have to coordinate with your teammates, knowing that you're going to have to know how to play the game and play the game as a trio simultaneously, you're going to have a good internet connection, you're going to have to maintain the internet connection for the entirety of the fight, and you're going to have to win at least 20 times. 20 wins and 0 losses is the minimum in order to get to Platinum. And then on top of that, the fact that if enough players aren't playing, you could wait 10 or 20 minutes for a single match. These rewards are not good enough. Okay, on top of that, the fact that it's not guaranteed to get Rachel Summers means that it's basically, at this point, it's impossible. I would say at this point, it's impossible to get Rachel Summers without paying for the Crystal Pack. And I understand that giving away her bios too easily devalues the Crystal Pack, the Rachel Summers training pack, but this is not a good middle ground here, Netmarble. You've got to think about it, and you've got to change things. However, the good thing is I'm here, and I've polled the community, and I've talked to people who play the game every day and who love the game, on top of the fact that I love the game, and we've come up with 2 separate ideas for how we can change things for the Danger Room, because I think this is the most pressing issue. I think more important than the connectivity issues, more important than crashing, is fixing the rewards, because this is a game mode that needs players to play. If people don't play Danger Room, no one can play Danger Room, because you'll have no one to play against, and you'll never get matched up with a fight. I doubt you guys have bots that are going to play against me, so you really have to make sure that the rewards for this game mode are worthwhile. It's much more important to get PvP game mode rewards fixed and to get them correct, because there's otherwise no incentive. With PvE stuff, with single player stuff, it's really the player that's throwing the rewards away by not playing. But here, you could literally be forced out and not able to play. You could be waiting hours for a game to match up with you, for other players to be found if there's no one that really wants to play, and there might not be very many people playing if the rewards are sucky. So you got to think about that. These are rewards that you get per week, not per day. So here's the first idea I had. So rather than giving away randomly biometrics once you get to Platinum, you have to give away the 5 guaranteed Rachel Summers bios plus one of the following from below. This would mean that you're guaranteed to get, as long as you get to Platinum, you're guaranteed to get 5 Rachel Summers bios, and then you also get 1 roll of anything below here, and obviously you can see I've tweaked the biometrics. While I do think the X-Gene biometrics are more valuable than regular biometric selectors, it's still pretty ridiculous that 15 stages of Shadowland I can do in like 10 minutes playing by myself, and I get 225 bios, and you guys can't even give away half that. You can't even give away 110 for X-Genes over something that I have to do 20 plus times with other people over the course of a whole week. The amount of work involved is bananas. It's like comparing getting gold from daily missions where you just click clear ticket, versus the 2 million gold that you get from Alliance Conquest. This is an Alliance Conquest reward level of screw up here. So you have to bump up the rewards. It's got to start at 25, not 15. It's got to work up to 100 for gold, which is much more attainable for, you know, your average players. And again, you could still get 10. And then 150 is a much better reward here, because even if it's just fodder bios, this is much more helpful than 100. It's obviously, you know, 50% more. But if you don't like this idea, there's another idea. The other idea is to take away the RNG aspect, give us less, but let us choose. So in this situation, you still have the 5 guaranteed Rachel Summers bios, which is what I'm suggesting, and I really hope that you guys do this. But then on top of that, you get one of the following from below, and now the way that it works for below, instead of getting 25 biometrics of a random character, you will get a 10 X gene selector. And then that 10 X gene selector can be used on any of the following characters. And so you revert back to the original numbers. You actually go a little bit lower. Instead of 15, 25, 50, 100, you go 10, 25, 50, 75. So it's actually quite a bit less in biometrics. You lose 25 here, you lose 5 here. These remain the same, but you allow the players to choose who they build up so that players can feel as though they're having a sense of progression. Personally, I don't care which one you choose. I think they're both good ideas. I think a third idea that you guys can come up with, because you're even smarter than I am, would be great, but something needs to be done. Let me make this very clear. Keeping this the way that it is and then taking it out of beta in a year is not going to be good for the game. You have a very, very good opportunity to make this game mode one of the best in Marvel Future Fight. It's very fun. Once people get the connectivity issue sorted out, it's a blast to play. I love playing it. And yes, the daily rewards are good, but it's not enough. And the fact that there are weekly rewards, but they can be this paltry, is brutal. And the fact that, I mean, on top of that, we can start going into things like win versus loss. Winning will get you at most 100 points, maybe 120 points added to your score to get from bronze up to platinum. But if you lose, you can lose. I've heard people losing as much as like 180 points. I've personally lost like 160 points from a battle. So you actually have negative progression with people falling further down. I was on the cusp of platinum. I won 2 games. And then I lost a game, and by that single loss, I got knocked out of platinum so far that I had to win 4 more games in gold to get back to platinum. Think about that. I was 1 win away from platinum. I won 2 games in a row, so I was well into platinum. And then because of a single loss, I had to play an extra 4 games to get back to platinum, which essentially means that I had to play 5 times more for the cost of 1 loss. That's absolutely absurd, and that should not be the case. So the win-loss percentages, or the win-loss calculations for the penalties and the adding points needs to be revisited. But more than anything, the rewards need to be buffed. Netmarble, please don't let this slip away. Don't let this become another Alliance Conquest. I really want this game mode to be amazing forever. Please. Hopefully you're listening to the community. Let me know what you guys got in the Danger Room. I will be playing whooping Magneto's ass, and I can't wait to do so. But man, these rewards have got to be buffed. Subscribe if you enjoy the content and you want to support me. And of course, if you like what you see, I hope to see you later today. Take care.